So a lot of people ask us a very personal question, and that is, how did we meet? What is our story? So let me start off by saying, I am Carlien.
And I'm Janku.
And we are here to tell you our story from the beginning right until where we are now. So as a young girl, I think I was about 9 years old, and I just woke up the one day and I said, I want to be a photographer one day. At that stage of my life, I said I wanted to be a photographer because I don't want to do anything with people or computers.
Surprise.
Surprise, that's all I'm doing now. But I really think I was just shy and scared of people. Later on, life progressed and I became the church photographer. They always asked me for the events, and that was amazing. And I mean, I was super young, but it gave me so much confidence. And I started realizing how much I love working with people. With that said, I got my first wedding at the age of 16 years old.
That is crazy. You're next level, Carlien.
Oh, stop it. But what's really amazing about how everything actually started is my dad. So my dad gave me, when he saw I had a passion, he said, listen, Carlien, I see you have a passion for photography, but I want you to learn the right way. So he said, here's my film camera. As soon as you've mastered my film camera, I will lend you my digital camera. And I'm ever thankful for my dad for doing it that way around, because I really got a little bit of a background of photography, and not just snapping, but thinking about what I'm doing. I actually wrote down in a book like my f-stops, my shutter, and that really taught me at such a young age about photography.
It feels like you stealing my story. That's my story.
Elaborate.
So my story started as soon as I was born. There were a camera in my hand. Guys, so it also started with my father. And he was always this guy, taking sunsets. He was the most amazing photographer when it came to sunsets and action photos of animals. And I think that's where my passion actually sparked. And I always looked at him when he had these long lenses and he did these amazing photos. And I was always like, yeah, I want to take photos like that. And that's where it started. I can't remember a day that photography wasn't part of our family.
And then, to give background of what school we were in, I actually did homeschooling just to find out a few years later while dating him that he also did homeschooling for like a year or two.
I'm sure we had the same story right through, right?
100%.
Photography,
we
homeschooling,
actually went to the
crazy.
same holiday destination. His grandparents and my grandparents had apartments from each other, and every June, July, we would go there for holiday.
We
and
also
he said
went there.
They also went there. So I think my subconscious saw him when I was a young girl. And
Definitely not my body. Might be the personality.
Your body's damn great.
Oh, thanks, girl.
But so our life story was quite the same with homeschooling, and I was very fortunate with homeschooling. I did it straight through from like half of grade 1 straight up until like matric. And because of that, I was able to finish a year earlier with school. And if it wasn't for that, I would most probably have not met you. But I think our life was aligned from the beginning. But it just made the process easier because having finished a year earlier, there was this gap year that I thought I needed to do before studying photography. I wanted to get a little bit more mature, whatever that means. But I decided I want to do a gap year. And Janku had the same idea on his side.
Well,
but your story was a little bit different than mine.
A bit different, but then starting to get the same again. So I actually wanted to study architecture, and I drove the morning to start my first lesson at the uni. And drove there, and I just called my mom. I was like, Mom, I don't know. Something feels off. Something feels like not right. And she's telling me, Janku, she's feeling the exact same thing. And I'm like, what do I need to do? What can I do? And we saw this gap year, and my mom said, wait, I'll call you back. And I was still driving to the university. And just before I drove into the gate, she called me and she said, she called this gap year, and they said that one more space left. And guys, I turned my car around before I drove in, and I didn't study, and we started this gap year. And that's actually how we met.
But the crazy story is, I always had this thing about how can it be love at first sight? These movies are like unrealistic. That doesn't just happen until it happened to me. The first time I saw Janku, he was this tall, good-looking guy with his curly hair. He's still tall, but he had these like curly hair, and looking at him, he
Straight
felt.
there.
Now you have.
Did you look at
You
the right
straightened up.
person?
But what I loved about him is there was like this magnet about him.
Stop it, Carolina.
People were just like gathering around him and had this presence of just this confidence. And I just couldn't take my eyes off of him. But I was super shy and one of those people that like just hide themselves in the corner. And I thought, you know what, I'm not even going to approach this guy. He's too popular for me. It's just something else. Until the first year gap of this course. So there's like a first year gap that you attend. And lucky for me, my brother was one of the leaders at this camp. And do you maybe want to tell from your side how you saw me for the first time?
Yeah, it was so funny. So I saw this girl on a unicycle and I was like, if she can do it, I can definitely do it. And I tried
Very
it.
competitive
and I
person.
failed miserably. But then I met her brother actually, and he said, you know, I must just look out for this girl. And I think it never stopped. I'm still looking out for this girl.
Oh, 14 years later. Woo!
Let's go.
And then, I think the unicycle actually conjoined us together because I taught him a little bit how to ride. And then from there on, we actually realized we both have a passion for photography, the same
That
music.
quickly started. I think that was like the glue between us, right?
100%. We would go on little walks.
And you were very cute.
Oh, stop it. Had like a cute SpongeBob t-shirt on or something like that, but he fell in love. So yeah, we would go on these cute little walks and take photos. He knew obviously
We
after...
had these excuses like, we are going to go for a project and it's all about photography and, you know, then...
Because in the course, you're not allowed to date anyone in the course because they want you to be focused. And I think it's such a good thing of a course to say, listen, I want you to focus and not think about this boy the whole time, even though it was very difficult not to think about him. But being that said, we had the little excuses.
And we focused on photography. And we took photos of each other. And I mean, it just started there. We walked... you know, in the streets, taking photos of the weirdest stuff lying around and, you know, branches and animals and trees and flowers and, you know, just a total beginner photos that you can take. It was just amazing, actually.
And then Janke obviously knew I wanted to go and study photography. So that was the plan for the next year after the gap year is I would go and study photography. And he decided to go into marketing. So he did his first year at marketing and I did my first year at photography. But every time I got back home with my projects, he was so intrigued.
I couldn't wait. Like I had all of these tests and I needed to study and do all of my projects. But each time when she came back home, I was like, Caroline, what are you going to... What's the next project?
And I was like, help me with this technical side. I'm not that technical.
I loved it. And then they also did film. Oh my word. That was like the biggest passion, I think, that sparked photography for me, to do film. And you developed film. And I was just like, man, I'm missing out. This marketing is definitely not as exciting as I thought.
And we were actually, it was a big decision for Janke to make. But he decided to let go of his marketing. And
after a year, I was like, okay.
Peace, China. I'm out of here.
I'm out.
I'm going to join me, Caroline. And I was so happy that he was going to join me because now we were going to be this cool team and we can work together. And now when I struggle with anything technical, he'll already be there. But now we had this little dilemma. He wanted to join me for the second year of the photography course.
The thing is, I did all of
the projects.
All of the projects I did, and all of the tests. I also just went through everything because I loved it. You know, it didn't feel like a test for me. It was just so easy. So we went to the lectors and we like, guys, I want to skip first year and I want to just go into second year.
Which is unheard of. They're like, there's no way. And we're quite persuasive to people, and we literally informed them that you did the whole course with me.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't believe us, and she actually made a joke, the one lecturer, and she said, okay, Janke, if you can do it, what was it, a week?
In a week, you have to do all the projects and all the main tests, like all the main projects and main tests. If you can do it in a week, sure.
But she joked. And then what she didn't know is all of the projects, I already did them because I did them with Caroline. So after a week, I came back and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for the test. Let me write. I think there were like 6 or 8 tests, something like that. I was like, I'm ready for the test and here's all my projects. And she was like, just looking at me with these big eyes and she's like, she said I can do it, but I mean now, here's the projects. And Oh,
He
yes,
passed with flying colors. And the head of the school actually said, you know what, you proved yourself. You can join for the second year. And it was
That
actually
was
quite
cool.
funny. They had like a first year camp once again. And the lecturers actually asked him to explain some of the stuff to the first years because he had such a great way of showing people how to do things.
But I mean, that's all we talked about. When we were together, we talked about photography. We
Always.
always tried to figure stuff out and how light works and just,
And it was such an incredible time for us because we really felt like a power couple. And wherever we had struggles, the other one would be there to support the other one. And I think that's one of the reasons why JC Click is always like, why JC Click is where it is at the moment, is because we are there supporting each other and helping each other to grow and always helping each other to improve better. So there's not like, oh no, that looks great, Lavi. Like, no, you can do better. And that's the approach of Janko and I is, we want to be the best version of ourselves. So that's why we always push for better and not take critique to heart. Eh?
yeah. But it was so funny in the second year because all of my projects were evening projects and Carlene's also because we needed to pay for our studies and I got an amazing job at Outdoor Photo and, you know, to pay our studies. And yes, it was just insane because I only had time to do all my projects in the evening.
Yeah.
But that really taught us so much about how to use lighting, how to use flash, how to use all of that. And I mean, you can go on our personal Instagrams and actually see it. Everything is dark and dramatic and moody. And I think that's like an underlying passion that we still have, is that dark photography just with beautiful lighting. So still in second year, we actually knew we were going into wedding photography, right? We just had a very big passion for weddings.
And I think because we had such a love story already, being in that whole environment of love was so comfortable and easy because it felt so natural.
And we did our first wedding while we were still studying. I mean, you did yours at 16, so you were a pro with
Oh,
weddings.
stop it.
But we did our first one.
As a
and guys,
couple
I
and
think
as
we screwed up
basically-
that wedding, but yeah, it came out nice and they loved the photos.
They absolutely loved it. But if I have to compare with where we
Yeah,
are now,
you
that
can't
was something
compare it.
else. But there's grace for all of us starting off from the beginning. And yeah,
That's how
JC Click.
JC Click were born, right?
So yeah, JC Click was growing. We got married. After 5 years, our baby girl was born. And then we became the parents who are also photographers. Now, you as a photographer know your weekends do not belong to you. But I always say when people ask me how to become a photographer and be a mother, like what is the balance? I always tell them, are you happy being a photographer? And they would say, yes. I'm like, then you are a happy mother, and a happy mother is a healthy child. If you're not happy in the job that you are, yeah, I can get emotional about this part, but I really do love what I do. And having the kids there is just incredible. So we had Yaleen after 5 years being married, and Kian was born 3 years later. So JC Click was booming, and then we had this dream. We had this dream of having a studio space, and we started searching for a place, and we got this perfect studio with this beautiful loft, and it was just
Well, it wasn't beautiful. Remember the first time when we walked in there? It was so ugly,
we
guys.
saw the potential
We
in
saw
the
the
place.
potential, but we ripped out all of the carpets. We painted everything white, and we just created this dream studio for us. It was
But
awesome.
we walked
man.
into the studio space. It was just the two of us, and there were so many empty spots, and we're like, what are we going to do with all this space? And we just like kind of looked at each other and said, we're going to fill it with people. And JC Click started growing from there. And for us, we always knew that we wanted to grow JC Click further. And one of the ways that we did this is, so when we just started out, we shot weddings together. And then we realized after 3 years, hey, listen, we both studied this. We both have the same style, same ideas.
Like
and,
really the same style, eh?
like even the editors can't tell our style apart.
It's
I think the
amazing
only way
too.
they can see is when the angle is a little bit higher than my angle, then they know.
I shoot low these days.
Just to
Shoot
put
a
them
live
off.
view, just keep it low.
So yeah, we grew JC Click by that, and it was actually good for us as a couple as well. We love working together. Don't get us wrong; it's really one of our favorite things to do.
I
but
miss you on a wedding though.
Same.
Yeah.
But the best part is coming back home from our weddings and showing our work to each other and saying, like, this happened at my wedding. Half of the times we do new things without telling each other we were going to do those new things. And we're so just in sync on weddings. It's just, the chemistry is just insane. And it's exciting for us because being married and doing the same work, you can end up not talking to each other because why do I need to talk to you about my day? You lived my day. You know what happened. But now we come back home and we have so many great stories to tell. And it has benefited us as a couple, and it has benefited JC Click, because now we are growing JC Click twice the speed that we would have if we just stuck together. But don't get us wrong, we love working together. At least we do in the week, so that's great. And then the first person to let JC Click grow was Uniries. I have to say her
What
name.
an angel.
She is one of those strong working women that
She's
is just
been now with us for
more than 8 years. Yeah.
Absolute machine,
gem.
guys. She just got a baby now.
Yeah, so
The
it's her
cutest
first break from
baby.
us, but we hear her like on the phone. She just wants to come back to us, but I mean, she's loving being a mother as
yeah,
well.
we love her so much.
And we look
man.
forward to her coming back to JC Click as soon as she's done having her whole maternity leave. And we're trying to give her as long maternity leave as possible. Knowing what it's like not to have one, you really want to give that to people. So, yeah.
And then talking about babies,
Yes.
let's go on with our story. So we got our baby.
Yeah,
our
so
little
after 5
Yaleen.
years of being married, Yaleen came into the picture and she has just been an absolute star. Anyone who meets Yaleen just falls in love with her as a person.
I think we had so many friends that actually said they never want children.
Yeah.
Then they met Yaleen, and then after a few months, they actually got children.
They
So
did. They
it's
did.
so funny.
She's a baby maker.
Yeah.
And she's a sweetheart. She's kind, loving and caring and always cares about people around her and puts herself second. But we can go on about her. She
Yeah.
is just...
We're doing the pure parents talk. Let me just take out my phone and show you a photo of my kid. We love her so much. Yeah. So after that,
Yeah. After that, we continued on with JC Click, trying to juggle this whole new life of being
but
parents.
we had actually a big team then. We
did.
So we started the video team from there on. We had 2 video editors. We also had
Someone helping me with admin, because
Admin, yes,
I think
yes,
that's
yes.
one of the things I do want to encourage people. Being a photographer and having children actually make you get into a new realm of having to push your company. So for photographers who are parents out there, I do want to encourage you to say that it is such an amazing part of your life, and it'll actually push you into new realms. I mean, for instance, we always knew that we wanted a big team, and they really helped us also to help us spend time with our kids. But for us, we want a big team because we don't want all the work to be on one person. We really try and divide everything so that everyone's not overwhelmed with what they need to do. We're very strong believers here at JC Click that you have to be healthy in the working environment. Because a healthy working person is someone who loves what they're doing. And we want people to come to JC Click and they want to be here. A lot of times, if they might have an argument with their spouse, they get to here and we just all uplift each other. And we really try and make it an atmosphere that people want to be here.
So what happened next? COVID hit.
Oh, my word.
That damn word. I wish we can erase that word from all of our vocabulary, but that happened, and let's
Yeah.
just talk about it. So me and Colleen, we always had the plan and the goal to go to an island for 1 year and then just spend the time there with the kids. We actually just had Yaleen, so just spend the time with her for 1 year, and we saved up, and I mean that was our plan, to maybe just go where we didn't even have a place to go, right?
No, it was just
and
a
then
plan.
COVID hit. And guys, do you know what was our island? It was our home. So all the weddings stopped, like you know. And
it was a very tough time for everyone, a
it
very
was crazy.
uncertain time. And we had a bunch of savings, which was fantastic to have. And a lot of our photographer friends did not have savings. And a lot of them had to go back to working for someone that they didn't want to work at. So we were very fortunate about that. And when COVID hit, Janke was like, Carleen, remember we said we wanted a year gap? Here it is. And I mean, it's not the idealist scenery. There's a lot of people who went through a lot of companies who failed. And we're sorry for you, one of them that went through that.
No, it was
No one wants to go through that
very
ever
bad
again.
time. But something great came out of it.
They did. We got Keon, actually.
Oh boy, what a little champ.
I said to Janku, listen, if I'm going to be pregnant again, let's do this in COVID time.
I think
because
so many children came out of COVID,
100%.
right? Because everybody was at home, didn't know what to do.
And being a photographer, I had such a passion for my brides. With Yaleen, I basically...
You were next level, girl. I think you did your last wedding on 37 weeks.
38 with Keon.
That is
Yeah.
next level.
But it's just, I can't say no to a bride.
I felt pregnant and I was like, oh, my feet is hurting and my breasts are sore.
Janko, you can't say that.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so I just told to Janko, like, listen, if I can have a child again, let's have it in COVID. I don't want to go through all this morning sickness and stuff, but I ended up in any way, like carrying on shooting with Kian, even if it was small shoots, it wasn't weddings necessarily. But yeah, we were so glad to get little Kian, and he's now a big boy though. He's like 3 years old.
He's so cute.
And him and Yalin are just best buddies. And it's been so great because with our work being away every single weekend, they are each other's constants. They're always together. And we have an amazing supportive team, his mother-in-law and my mother as well.
If it weren't for them, I mean, JC Click would have...
No.
We couldn't have done it.
Not at all. They help us every single weekend. And they're not just looking after them, they're loving them, they're teaching them stuff. So we are very fortunate to have that. But it's so cute,
like each weekend, they know they're going to Oma and Opa and they're like, Papa, Mama, are you going to cheese? We're like, yeah, we're going to cheese again.
And then they get excited because they're going to Oma.
They love it. They're living their best life there.
Yeah.
Okay, so through COVID, a lot of good things came, right? And we had Kian, and we also built JC Click just to another level. Yeah. I think we are now
as soon
at
as
the
everything
moment.
lifted again and things got back to normal, we got a beautiful studio space. Like we actually got a new one after the first one that we had. And it was actually the first studio space we wanted when we started looking for studios. It was just out of our price range and it was a dream that we would one day reach towards. And then after COVID, we actually got the studio space and we grew the team in this incredible, strong team. And everyone that is here, we have fallen in love with them. And it's not people we work with, it's family members. And each of them also pride in what they do. We tell each person that, you know, treat every wedding that you handle as if it's your own wedding. And they really do.
We have a superpower team, guys. I wish I can bring you in our studio and we'll make some videos of the behind the scene things going around. But we have the best birthdays. We have the best, like, everything going on here. It's just absolutely amazing.
And also, if it wasn't for, like I said, the supportive team of our parents, but if it also wasn't for everyone here at JC Click helping us out, we wouldn't have been able to do this course at all.
Yeah, and the studio space, I mean, we have a dedicated space where we set up the lights and the cameras, and if we have time, you know, we quickly pop in, do a part of the course. It was really lending it out to do a workshop. And when we saw this studio space, I mean, we were just like, okay, we need to really do this course. And I mean, we started it when it was COVID still, and we reshoot a lot of the videos because it was, I mean, we grew as photographers and we always want to bring you like the newest stuff. And we looked at the old videos and we were just like, oh man, okay, that's old.
We can do it better and there's new knowledge and things are changing constantly.
But it's so sad to have a 2-hour video recorded, edited, everything is good. You can just put it out there and then we look at the video and we're like, oh man, this is not good enough. We want it better.
Yeah. So we're constantly trying our best, getting everything that we need there out there for you guys. And yeah, like I said, we're an open book and we've never shared so much about our personal life before. So
it always feels weird to me. I don't know. Like, we're not those persons that wants to talk about our life and about everything. But yeah, we had so many of you asking, and yeah, we thought of opening up.
Yeah. So welcome to our closets. We hope you enjoyed being in our closets. So if there's anything that we did not share with you today that you are dying to know about us, you are more than welcome to pop us a message and we'll answer them as soon as we can. But yeah, thank you for listening to our story. We hope you enjoyed it, and going through the whole romantic story actually was just so exciting for me as well. Like some of the stuff I forgot about, but it's incredible. So thank you for being on this personal journey with us, and we hope you enjoy all the modules that are ahead.